borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry
Yes.
weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running, 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada, and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who without Mrs. B might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Good morning.
Good morning. It always catches me.
I know. I love that tune. What I don't even know what it is. So
it's his background, nice background music.
yeah, it's got
And
its own little lilt to it.
got a little tweak to it, yeah. And it's funny because I'm gonna be doing an upgrade on that, so I'm gonna pick a different song, but I'm still gonna make sure it's
got that little,
got that little yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we're about. We little zesty, you know. Hey, we're there, yeah. The BBs.
exactly. How are you doing, Miss B?
I am doing wonderful, Miss B. And you know what? You look beautiful as always. Did you get a different hairstyle or something? What's going on?
Yeah,
with you?
yeah. This is my hair has this little bit of curl to it, so this is when I just don't do anything to it and just let it.
Oh, just let it
Do
kind
its
of
own thing.
Yeah,
And I've been getting, and so it's I've been just trying going, like because I go back and forth with it. So so this is it for a little while. I think I'm liking it.
And the nice thing about with short hair, you can kind of just let it's still no matter what, it's not that hard to maintain. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So just doing well. And if you hear any background noise today, my cat and my dog are playing behind me.
oh, it's not just the cat now. It's
they're playing together.
Mascot, I call it.
Yeah, she is just she's hysterical.
She's our mascot. Yeah, we have to give her some love. I mean, she comes in sometime and gives us presents, so she's a mascot.
Oh, a friend of mine. I mean, her dogs have outfits.
Oh,
and bling and the whole 9 yards. And you know what? And that's one of the things. Sometimes if you're looking for, like once in a while, I'll look at some other businesses and just business models and stuff. I always come back to wellness and coaching, but I look at other things. And one of the businesses that is really huge right now is dog jewelry.
Okay.
They bling for your pet. Anyway, so just a little thing out there.
The more and more, I mean, the pets are really getting more than what I even get.
Yeah, exactly.
The blink for your pet, that's nice. Well, I want to say before we get into a discussion, and then after a minute, we're going to bring in our wonderful special guest, Olivia Jones. Yeah. I want to say happy, everything else. Today is officially Women's International Day.
Yes.
So all over the world, all the wonderful women.
Right. And it is I truly believe, and this is kind of ties in with what I thought we could talk about today. In fact, I didn't send you notes, did I?
That don't matter. You know how we do. We flow.
But anyways, I think that women, we have a different energy about us. It's a softer, more collaborative energy, and even if you don't believe that there's energy out there, it's like if you don't believe in gravity, if you walk off of a roof, you're going to fall. It just because you might not believe it's there, it is there. The thing is that the female energy is that softer, more collaborative, and so more and more companies are coming to notice that they will attract more people. And it's so funny because yesterday I was on a training, and have you ever watched the video, the TEDx talk from Simon Sinek on the power of why?
Yeah. Yes. Most
business people have. And one of the things that he said in that is that when he realized that people talk about their what, they talk about their how, but they very seldom talk about their why. Why are they doing what they're doing? And the companies that do talk about why they're doing it, they're the ones that are just growing so exponentially. And so and I believe that is the female influence, that more and more people want to follow a company that has a cause.
Yeah. And you're right. I totally agree with that. I mean, I always tell people, if you tell the why to a person, they can really understand more and build that relationship with whatever company or person, place, or thing, or whatever. They can.
Look at us.
Yeah.
We talk about our why.
Yeah.
And it's the I believe statement. And like one of the things that I just love that Simon says, that Martin Luther King did not say, I have a plan. I have a dream. Share your dream. share your dream of your why. And when you can freely share your dream, your vision for the future, people are going to follow you.
Yes.
It's like with us, we talk about this is the time to shine happiness show.
Mm-hmm.
We are on a mission to make, well, I am, and you've joined me.
Yes, I have.
We're on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. Because my I believe statement is I believe that each and every one of us deserves to lead a happy, healthy, financially free, abundant life.
Okay, now let me put a pin on that. You just said something powerful that a lot of people, just to remind people, you just mentioned, what your mission is, is you want to see the happiness be the norm and not the the norm in life.
Right.
And you just mentioned, you said, yeah, and you jumped on it. You jumped on the bandwagon, Barbara. See, that's powerful. When you can tell your why, tell your mission, how powerful it is, and then somebody else is jumping on your mission to help move forward that mission.
Right.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Thank you. That is exactly. And then you brought your expertise to bear that we're doing it. I mean, we're at almost 2 years that we've been sharing this. Did we think back then that we would still be doing this 2 years later? And the glorious guests that we have had on, that's the power of sharing it. So one of the things that I thought I wanted to share today was there's different ways of sharing. Whatever we do, no matter what it is that we're doing, doesn't matter whether we're sharing a vision, whether we're sharing something that you want your spouse to do, we're doing a job, whatever it is. So what you do, you can do it with resentment. Mm-hmm. I'll do it, but I don't like it. That's a little bit of me doing the tech stuff that you do.
You'll do it, but you don't like it?
I'll do it if I have to, but I don't particularly like to do it. It's how I feel about cooking. I will cook. I don't particularly like to do it. It's not that, and I mean, but I have to eat. So if there's nothing here, if Cara has not eaten, well, guess what? I have to cook. Or I go out for it.
Yeah.
It's so you can do it with that little touch of, I'll do it, but I don't particularly like it. Okay. Yeah. The other part is the next level is you can do it with resignation. All right. I'm going to do this because I have to. That's kind of where my cooking comes in. I do this because I have to. That it's
the first one is don't like it. The first one is I don't like do it, but I don't like it. The other one is I do it because I have to do it.
I do it because I have to. And how often have you seen people that are doing stuff and you can tell? I'm sorry, but you can tell when somebody is doing something that they are not, that they don't particularly like it. It comes out in their energy. It comes out in their demeanor. It comes out in the way they say it.
Yes. So true.
I have to do this.
Like
that
I really had to do this.
I have to do this. Oh, I've got to pick up the phone and call people.
That's okay. you hit around my, like you said about cooking and technology for you. I know for me, it's just the whole, making the phone call aspect. I mean, I know I hate doing it. Right. But I know I have to do it.
You have to do it. So those are the more negative energies that we all and we all have it at any given time. Like one time I'll tell my sister, love her dearly. But one day she was saying to me, she says, well, Barb, why do you take all those nutritional supplements that you take? You can get everything that you need from your food.
Uh-oh. She told you that.
And because her and her husband are both amazing cooks. I love going to visit her. Mm-hmm. All my sisters are amazing cooks. It missed me. Anyways, and so finally one day I said to her, Debbie, why don't you do the fancy cross stitch and needlepoint that I do? And she looked at me. She said, well, that's boring and tedious.
Mm.
And I went, Debbie, that's how I feel about cooking. It's boring and tedious.
Which is surprising. You made a point here. You made a point.
I don't want to have to do it. I will do it. I had to feed my children. But my first husband, when the kids were little, I'm going to tell. My first husband, he was a good cook. Good cook. And so we would take turns. On the days that he was going to be home first, he would cook. On the days that I was going to be home first, I would cook. The kids loved when my day to cook fell on the weekend. Mom, what are we having for dinner? Oh, do you want browns? Do you want pizza? Because they knew that I would order in. They loved it. During the week, I would cook. But when my day fell on the weekend, oh yeah, they loved it because they knew that they would get fast food. We would order in pizza or we would order in Brown's fried chicken, or because they were close and they were great. And we had a couple of other little restaurants that delivered. And so, yeah.
It's funny. You remind me when you said that. You remind me with my my mother and dad. My dad loved to cook. In fact, he was a chef. He studied later in his life because he really decided he really liked to cook.
He'd love to do it.
My mother, like you said, not so much.
Not so much.
So when he wasn't around, when he wasn't around, like if he was working or something, and I'm at home and it's time to eat, my mother said, "Okay, we're going to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Come on,
yeah,
let's go." Now I wouldn't have minded. I mean, on her day where she didn't want to cook, I understand that. But every time that she didn't want to cook, it was Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh yeah.
Like, can we pick another?
Let's have some variety.
I was like, and then she said, "Okay, this is your variety. Instead of getting the wing, you get a drumstick."
I can see that.
Instead of getting the mashed potatoes, you get the fries.
You get fries. Do some variety in your life. And we all do that with certain things. And I'm sure that that people in our audience, and you know what? Send us some comments of something that you think that is apropos for you. But anyways, the third way that you can do this, and this is how I really endeavor to live my life. You can do it with anticipation. Do it because you know that it is the best thing ever and that it's what you want for your life today. Not tomorrow, not the next day, next week, today. Live your life today in the present. So anticipate everything that you're doing today. What are you doing this afternoon? Oh, I get to, not I have to. I get to whatever it is that you're going to do.
Yes.
And when you can totally share that anticipation, people are, number one, going to come more into your business because they want what you have.
Yeah.
People want to be happy. They just don't always know how to get it, which is where your business comes in.
Yeah.
I can teach people, like if they're having trouble with their relationships, I can teach you how to use personality science to improve your relationships. Do you have a health challenge? Okay. I have a part of my business that works with you to help you with your health challenge. Do you have a financial challenge? Hey, part of my business, I can show you how you can increase your income.
Yeah.
All of those things, though, are all under the umbrella of my belief statement. I believe that each and every one of us deserves to live a happy, healthy, financially free, abundant life.
Yeah.
So everything that you do underneath it, and so many of us limit ourselves to just one thing.
Yeah.
We are not limited.
Yeah.
We can have it all because we all have, like, I love personality science, and people say, "Oh, you're not doing Yeah, I'm still doing personality. I love personality science. I love my wellness. I love my new collagen product. It's making my skin look better. I love being able to help people, giving them financial options. It's what they're looking for. It's not about me. I just share it.
Yeah.
Share your vision.
Yeah. And then people
Share
will
your
understand.
mission. Let's make happiness the norm.
It goes back to explaining the why again. I always tell people, if you
Comes
explain
back
the
to
why, if you explain the why, people will understand what you bring, and they'll look at the fact that, oh, okay, you bring this, okay, I need that. There we
I
go.
want that.
There
Oh,
we
I
go.
don't want that. I want this.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All we are doing. It's like you talk about purpose, passion, and drive. Well, some people need to find their purpose first off. Okay, some people already have their purpose. Okay, now how do I put it? How do I drive it to move it forward?
Yeah.
All of those things can be part of you and how you approach it. Are you doing it with resentment? Are you doing it with resignation? Or are you doing it with anticipation?
And I love how you structure that today, Barbara. And it's so important to, even if you grudgingly, we talk about, I know we laughed about.
We'll have things we don't like.
Yeah, but I always go back to this. We only have one life to live.
Right.
And we need to just live it, hopefully, like you said, happy, peacefully. We try. I mean, I know there's things that always gonna happen, like, what's going on. But like you said, if we can do that, then when we start doing things, we look at it in a different manner. Because I look at things differently than I did when I was, a little bit younger. Now I perceive to things more. I really appreciate and everything more than I used to a while ago. You know how, the old saying when they said about people that are younger, they're like, oh, they think they're going to live, their life they're going to be here forever. And they're just carefree and stuff like that. And before I'm like, yeah, I'm young, I'm carefree. Right. And then when you get older, people be like, oh, you can't be doing that. And I'm thinking to myself, why not?
Why not?
Carefree. Why not live in what you want to do? Why not do things and learn things and do that?
Always be on the lookout for things that you can learn. And I think my biggest thing, because I am a midlife mentor, and because that's my journey. I want the second half of my life to be fulfilled and fun. And because now, let's just do it.
Yeah. I mean,
you're exactly right. Life is too short to get caught up in the, like one of the, not new, but how I've put it into how it works. Like, me, I'm all into steps. Let's have a step by step. Tell me what to do today. Barbara, do step 1 today. Step 2 tomorrow. Step 3 Thursday. That kind of stuff. I like a step by step. So I'm sure that there are other people out there like me that just like, just give me some steps. So, like I give them, I've figured it out that it's people get stuck in one of 3 areas. They get stuck in debt, like midlife. They get stuck in debt. They're in debt. They're paying for their kids' education, whatever it is that they're paying for. So they're in debt. They have a decline. They have like a defined health challenge, something that they're going through that's, their joints are falling apart or whatever it is. Or they are living in an unfulfilled dead end job. They don't feel fulfilled so they feel like they're in a dead end job. So what are the steps to get out of it? Well, you need a GPS. So the GPS the G is for I'm going to help you to get started. Let's figure out what you need. Let's get a plan. Let's see what your dream is. What are you going to do? What do you want to do? How do you want to live the next half of your life? But then you need like a plan to do it with. That's the providing. Providing the structure and the support that you're going to need. But then the S part of it is that support and accountability.
Yes.
You need all of those things. All three of those things go together, because you need, the P can be providing the plan and providing the accountability and providing the structure, but then you need the support to put it all together until you're out of the trap.
Yeah.
So often people reach midlife and they feel like they are caught in a trap of, all the three things: the debt, declining health, they're in a dead end job. Let's get you out of it.
Yes. Well, with that, we're going to go to our sponsor, and then we're going to bring the wonderful, lovely Olivia to join the conversation, and let's just keep this going. So here we go. We'll be right back. Okay. Looks like I had her on, but it looks like with audio only, we don't have her camera on. So
there she is.
Yes.
Hi, Olivia. How are you?
Good morning. Happy International Women's Day.
Yes. Isn't this just a fun day to be women?
Oh my
God. And a fun day to be together. And just to talk about the impact we can make in the world.
Absolutely. Definitely. I am so excited. I have been sitting here listening to you all, and what an exciting conversation you all are having. And then I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are vibing. I put on my pink purple today. I was like, oh, I love it. We're all connected. It's all like right there. We're in that same energy. I'm so excited to be here. And thank you all. Thank you. So grateful for the opportunity to be here today. It's so much going on, and we need that dose of happiness. This is great to be able to be on the happiness show and share a little bit of my happiness with you all and everyone else. And I was just truly enjoying the conversation. I was sitting here taking notes. Like, oh my God, yes, I'm so there.
I seen her. It was funny. I said, we got to bring her up, because she was just putting her notes up in the private. I said, I got to get her up here, because this is good. She's giving us some good golden nuggets too.
Yes. I am so excited. Barbara was talking about the fact that being happy, healthy, financially free, and abundant life. And oftentimes there have in life, we have life experiences can cause us to pivot. And we just had that same experience right now with COVID. We had to pivot. Businesses had to pivot, and we had to figure life out all over again and do a reeval on how we appreciated the things that we have. And then also take a look at why we do the things that we do. And as a result, the workforce has completely transformed. It is not the same. So here we are in 2022 with in the midst of the great resignation, and businesses are no longer doing business the way that they have done business before. So it is just incredible. As I was sitting here listening to you all, it's like, yes, I have been, when you talk about the why, I was like, oh my gosh, let me get crystal clear on why I do what I do. And then also, because I'm an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay, and I went to a workshop recently, and it was so powerful. The presenter and trainer shared with us that people do things for two reasons: human behavior, like why we do what we do, either to avoid pain or to find pleasure, something that's going to give us pleasure. And you were talking about what you had me tickled, because you said you don't like to cook.
I can cook, and people tell me that the things that I do cook, I'm a good cook. It's just not,
I can enjoy cooking. I'm not necessarily not the best at it, but I live with my sister, so we have to have that balance. She is super organized. So she's like, well, I'm going to cook on first and third Sundays, and you can take second and fourth Sundays. Like, okay. And then I end up being the one who cooks more because she has other things going on during that day. So you just have me just so tickled and laughing about the fact of being able to cook and not doing the thing, what just not being comfortable and those things that like,
Yeah,
and
I just don't particularly like to. And I'll tell a quick story. When my husband and I got engaged, my second husband, and my son looked at him and said, David, I am so glad that you are marrying my mom. I mean, she is just so happy with you. And I'm really glad that you're getting married. But you do know she doesn't cook or shop.
Now,
he totally threw me under the bus. And David looked at him and said, yeah, I know that. I was like, yeah, I know that, but I'm going to marry her anyway.
Communication is the key, huh?
See, his why was greater than the cooking and the shopping.
Exactly. And that's kind of what he said to my son. And that's what it is. What is your why? Yeah. Why are you doing it? And when you know that why, and it can be just something so simple. Don't complicate it. Why are you doing it? Like I heard one story of a lady that she wanted to lose weight so she could fit under her bed and hide from her grandchildren when they were playing hide and seek.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I loved it. That was her why.
You would think anything else, but it was because she wanted to go under the bed.
She wanted to be able to play hide and seek with the kids, with her grandchildren, and be able to hide under her bed because they would never think to look for her there.
What an amazing motivator.
Yeah, exactly. That's your motivator.
Yeah, that's an amazing motivator. That's an amazing motivator. And that's, and when I really examined my why I decided to even journey down the road of entrepreneurship, I remember it just like it was yesterday. It was a cool, crisp Saturday morning in Pennsylvania. I was invited to a breakfast, and outside of the hotel, there were pink Cadillacs and Pontiac Grand Ams. They were given away at the time. When I arrived in the room, the energy was like electric, and the ladies were dressed to the nines. I mean, they looked like celebrities, just beautiful. And I sat there, and I was at a crossroads, really, because I had three choices. I could either go home because I was finished college and was deciding whether or not I wanted to go to graduate school. Then that was the second choice, go to graduate school. Or the third choice was to go get a job. And as I sat there at that breakfast with over eggs, bacon, and grits, one of the young ladies looked over at me and she said, you should do this. And I thought to myself, I said, well, you know what? I think I might just give it a try. And then I journeyed down the road of entrepreneurship. I decided to take the journey, and it has been absolutely fun, friendship, food, family. And my mom got ill a little while later, and I was able to still work the business and still take care of her. She's since transitioned and gone on to be with the Lord. And so, but it was good to be able to be in a business that supported me, where I could still earn significant income, have the opportunity to earn a car. And my pink cat, people always say, have you earned your pink cat? Like I said, it's on order. It's on the way.
Exactly.
But it has truly been an opportunity to really live out my values and to live out those things that you all have been talking about: purpose, passion, being driven. You're driven is your being driven. That's what drives you. Your why is what drives you. Your why is what's going to be able to take you. I've been in the business since 1997, and my why is what has kept me there. I enjoy being able to have fun, empower others, be able to grow that personal growth, professional growth, flexibility. And then, Mary Kay was a phenomenal woman. She created the company with such a vision. Her why was so powerful, and it has impacted millions of women globally. And it is, it is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And she shared it freely.
Yes, she did.
Share it. Don't keep it to yourself.
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's selfish, and that's when your happiness comes. That's where you come, where you can be happy. I used to work at Lifeway Christian Bookstore, and there was this really sweet lady that would come in, and she was so cute, and she'd be like, "Happy, happy, happy." And okay, yeah, I'm happy, happy, happy. And then all of a sudden I found myself saying, happy, happy, happy. Anytime that things, things that make me happy, the simple things can make you happy. It could be just the hearing the birds chirp in the morning as you're walking the dog is, just happiness. And being able to be around family and celebrate a family, especially during these times. We have so much happening until we have to be able to just kind of step back for a minute and reflect, appreciate, be grateful for what we do have. And then also allow healing to occur, because there's many people, just in pain and hurting. And when you can bring a little bit of happiness, it is good. People sing about it all the time. What comes to my mind is Pharaoh. Happiness is the truth.
Yeah.
And those things, yeah. And we find it within ourselves. And I enjoy it. I just find it good to be able to say happy, happy, happy. And when I do find myself in a little funk mode, because we do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
not. Some days it's a harder choice to be happy.
Exactly.
You push it, yeah. You push the happy, happy, happy.
You gotta push the happy. Yeah.
Exactly. But when we are, and especially as women, because as women, we're nurturers. So we're constantly giving and pouring and giving out to others. And that's when we miss out on the things that we need for ourselves.
Yes, definitely.
We have to take that time, that me time, that self-care. And you can't really, just like the airplane, when you're on an airplane and they tell you put the mask on first, you have to be able to take care of you in order to be able to pour into someone else. You can't pour into someone else with an empty vessel, from an empty bottle, from an empty cup, from an empty pitcher. That's just, it drains you, and then you're resentful and things like that. So it's just good. Life, when you can celebrate life, it's a good thing. And then also, I also think about, there are people who have it all. You would think, they have the provision, they have the beauty, even, the young lady that committed suicide.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, she was beautiful, had a wonderful career, and nobody knew that the hurt and the pain that she was experiencing. And that we live in a culture where the happiness is connected to either what we want and desire. Those things often are material
things, the outside
exactly
things.
Yes. And true happiness does reside within. And when you can really find that, and also learn to be content. I'm a spiritual person. I'm a 100% believer in how God has blessed me. And so in learning to be content and finding those things, the simple things that can enhance my life and get that abundance life, because I believe that I'm promised that, because I was told that, because Christ told me that he came that I might have life
and have it in abundance.
So I need to partake. But then when I do, I don't need to be selfish with it. I don't need to, just I'm just going to keep it. No, be able to share, give, and then happiness also becomes joy.
Right.
And, it extends out beyond the happiness to joy. And that's a beautiful thing. But it is definitely something that I have found it takes work. What do you say? What do you ladies say? That being happy is it's work.
Sometimes it's a choice. For me, it's a choice. And that's like one of the things I go back to that Barb always says is that, just find your purpose, passion, and drive. Well, then get yourself visible with it. And that's what Barb is absolutely so great at. And sharing of that vision. She shared her vision for getting visibility with me. And here we are almost 2 years later.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And you know,
But it was Barb's vision of, hey, let's start a TV show.
What? And now they're all it's like now we're the network. It's awesome.
We're the whole network.
Awesome. Just because of that. But you know what I do, Olivia and Barbara, what I think of, you know, because you said some days it's just we're human. And I always tell people, you're human, you're gonna have the emotions, you're not gonna be always happy every single day. Sometimes you know you're just content.
Yes.
Through it. But then I always tell people, especially my clients that I talk to, I said, look, this is a little tip. Think about your purpose. And I always say, you know, your purpose drives your passion and your drive and your passion. Because I'm always talking about PPD, I call it. So then ask yourself that day, is my purpose overriding my unhappiness and my fearfulness and everything? Or is the fearfulness and not being happy overriding my main purpose? And when you can answer that question and say to yourself, well, wait a minute, if my purpose is so strong and has so much passion behind it, there we go. You can push through that. So you ask yourself, okay, that has to override how I'm feeling at this moment. That has to override any kind of fearfulness I might have. That has to override because it's necessary for me to do my purpose. Because it's not only helping me, but it's going to help so many other people. And then when you think about, okay, wait a minute, if I don't do this, I can be somebody else is waiting for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I need. So now I'm like, oh no, I got a really accountability now. It's not about Barbara only now. It's about others.
And that's where the joy comes in, because when you focus in on get out of you and begin to really focus in on others and the needs of others, then you find that you forget all about, and I think they even suggest that for those who are feeling depressed is to go and do something for someone else. And you find it's really a beautiful thing. You know, I was a caregiver for my mom for years because she suffered with early onset Alzheimer's and dementia. And then she had diabetes as well as some other health complications. But I found so much joy just being able to know that I was being there for her. As you know, and the roles were reversed because she took care of me at a young age, and that I was able to change and take care of her when she needed me. And that brought me great joy. And keeping that in mind, when I go out and serve others, it's really an opportunity to be able to serve others. And even when they're difficult, and do it with a smile. And you find that smiles transform people. It softens them. And there are folks out there with hard hearts.
Oh yeah. We all
Yes.
I have some stories I know about those.
Yes, but when we're able to, really serve and sincerely and authentically, I think that's where you can really begin to do that inner work and be able to find, that happiness as well. And it's odd, but my dad, I think it also relates to being able to how you view events. My dad had this saying, and he's also transitioned at home to be with the Lord as well. He used to say, people are disturbed not by events, but by the view they take of those events. And I would scratch my head, and I'm like, what in the world is Dad talking about? I have no idea. And I was young then. I was probably, he was a professor. He was very educated and very intelligent. So he liked to kind of trick you sometimes. So I'm like, what, Dad? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, it wasn't until later on in life that I get it. It's like the event is the event. How you look at whatever has happened or how you choose to respond to that.
There we go. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm always saying that. You write on vibe there. I always tell people, I said, it's the way how you respond to how you're going to do is the part how you will see the end result of what you're going to take from it.
Yes.
Do anything. I mean, I always say anytime something happens to me that's crazy and like, oh my God, how did this happen? What is going on? Why is this? Come see people go, why is this happening to me? I don't even think that anymore. I'd be like, you know what? What lessons am I learning from this
event? Yes.
Somewhere it need to happen because I'm learning something from it. Even because some people say, well, Barbara, how can you say that somebody passed away? Like a few days ago, my uncle, he's 82 years old. He passed away last Friday.
Yes.
So, of course you're going to have that. Like, again, we got the emotions. We're human. We're going to feel. We're going to be like, okay, we miss our loved one.
Absolutely.
And I think about all the things that I've learned from him and the different things he told me and the golden nuggets throughout the years to get me to where I am now and the age I am now, what I built from him. So I always flip it and say, okay, let me think of what they taught me. And then let me think of what they want me to do as the transition.
Yes.
So they don't want you to stop life. I always tell people when somebody passes away in your life, be it a friend or a family member, think of the part that they want you to continue on.
Yes.
They want you to continue on to move forward, help you do what you do your purpose in life, help others in life. It's okay to mourn, but don't mourn forever.
Yes.
We want you to move forward.
Yes. Yes. And, Barbara, I've actually found the book, The Art of Happiness, the Zen. Mm-hmm. And in that book, it says that everything that happens to me is the best possible thing that could happen to me.
Exactly.
And I was like, I said, okay, you know what? I am going to apply this to everything that happens to me, whatever it is. And then also go back to what, my dad would say about people not being disturbed by events, but by the view they take of those events. Yeah. And as I did that, I found that it developed my character in such a manner that I had bounce back ability, BBA. I could bounce back. Whatever was going to come my way, BBA, bounce back ability, good or bad.
I like that.
Yes, I'm going
to swipe it.
Yeah, I know. I'm writing it down now.
I'm writing it down.
Yes, bounce back ability. With my mom passing and my father passing, and I'm single, no kids. I do have a dog. His name is Beasley. Love him dearly. And we went through we lost our family home to foreclosure in 2015. That was a very devastating experience, but it was the best possible thing that could happen to me. And in hindsight, and I appreciate it. I'm grateful for the experience. I have moved on. My sister and I have turned that experience around to help make us better people, better in have a better understanding, being more compassionate. So everything that happens to me is the best thing that can happen to me. It gives me greater reason to work my business because to work on having that financial independence and to not give up.
Yes.
And to show I think and I loved what you just said, is that, how you responded to your home being into foreclosure. You have given other people permission by talking about it. You have also given other people that ability to get past it also. Mm-hmm. That's like with me when I had to declare bankruptcy because the company that I was doing marketing for got shut down by the FTC. Okay, now what?
Exactly.
And so it has just become, oh yeah, that happened, because now it's like, okay, do your due diligence. What I learned from it was make sure that you do your due diligence, know all the ins and outs of the company that go with an established company that has the values that coincide or that are aligned with you. Mm-hmm. That's what Mary Kay is a perfect example. That company is built on a foundation,
a wonderful foundation,
values, which is why it is now. How old is Mary Kay now?
We're celebrating our 60th year.
60 years,
wow.
And so decades, and it just, and like one of my business coaches, she had the opportunity to work with Mary Kay Ash, and she said she was just absolutely an amazing woman to work with.
Yes. Yeah.
And just, it was like, oh wow. And that's how I want somebody to remember me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do everything. So everything that's me. I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm.
Yeah.
That's who I am. That's what I want to be known for. Not for the fact that I built a business. It's not about, yes, it is. We have to, because the more income we have, the more we can bless others. Absolutely. We are blessed.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that. It took me a while to get to that point. The statement that changed it all for me was that when I heard from another one of my mentors that said, every dollar that you earn means that you have transformed someone else's life in some way.
Oh, that's a good. I like that.
That's powerful.
That was like a mic drop. I like that.
Whoa.
Good. Ooh.
And I went, how can I be ashamed of earning income by transforming somebody's life?
I love it. I love it.
I love that. So now that's a whole new way of thinking.
Yes, it is. It's a paradigm shift.
It's a paradigm shift. Get yourself out there. People need you.
Yes.
It's not about the money. The money will come. It's not about the money.
Yes.
It's being out there with anticipation that you are transforming the lives of the people who are around you. And it was such a lesson that I had to learn, and it took me such a long time. However, I have now learned it.
Well,
that's powerful. That is so powerful.
And share it. We have to, because we all need that paradigm shift.
Yes, we do.
Ooh.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, see, this is some good information. See, I hate we had these conversations, and I looked at time. I'm like, I was like, I'm talking.
We'll have to have Olivia back.
Yes, I'll be glad to be back.
And we'll invite her to the panel.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I'm so honored that it's International Women's Day. I love it. Right. It's like, yes.
And now to talk about women's roles.
Yes.
What we as women are bringing to the table.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Barb's providing us the platform to do it with.
Yes.
Just a little secret I've been telling people lately. I said, I know it's like, Women's History Month, and today is International Women's Day and everything. I said, but just a quick secret. It's always Women's Day.
You're absolutely right, Barbara.
But you know what? They give us our month, so we'll say, okay, we'll take it. But
yes,
we do it every day.
Yes, it is. Definitely. Every
day. So Olivia, before we sign off, I want to make sure, lovely queen, because I call Lady Queens, that you tell. I know you do Mary Kay, but if you just want to add something to let people know how to contact you.
Oh yes, absolutely. Please feel free to reach out to me. I am on. I have my website, www.marykay.com/OAJones, or I am actually also giving away a purse size mini lip glosses for your purse for the first 10 ladies that contact me and book a 5-minute appointment. And you can go to calendly.com/Jones-Olivia34. And you can, the first 10 ladies who book a 5-minute, just 5 minutes, you get a free lip gloss, mini lip glosses for your purse.
Oh, I'm going to sign up for now because I want that.
Yes,
it's awesome.
I'm being I'm going to brag on Olivia for a moment. I did not say anything to her about bringing, like stuff. It's just like, come on the show, talk about, and in passing, it's kind of like, well, if you have anything, just not that you have to. And she chose to.
Yeah.
She chose to. And that is what I loved. It was like we had such a great conversation.
Yes. This was so good. I have grown. At first, I was a little nervous. I have to be honest. And then I was like, you know what? I said, I'm just gonna relax and just tell my story, because I have a story.
Yes, and that's more important of telling the story than anything else. I know Olivia sent me. I'm just going to be open disclosure. She doesn't mind.
I don't mind.
She emailed me just a few days ago, and she was asking, after I sent her promo and everything, and she said, Barbara, I'm so glad, going to be on the show. Can you just give me just, the questions or anything that, I need to know? And I sent back, because I know we're conversational. We don't do the questions. We just kind of just talk and let things come out from what your genius is. And when I told her, you like, okay. And I know the back of my mind, I was just thinking, not knowing her, but I know she was the back of my mind, like, dang, it would have been nice at least to get one or two questions. Just one or two. But I knew she was going to flow. And then when she said what she wanted to talk about, she came back, I really want to talk about this. I said, oh my God, she don't even know what we were talking about. And she's already on the happiness thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, see, it like I said, the universe speaks, brings people in together. And this is so
yeah.
Awesome.
I love it. You ladies have been such a joy. I'm just so grateful. I'm so thankful for the experience. This has been absolutely wonderful.
We definitely
wonderful. That's one of the things that we really try to pride ourselves on. In having people come on that are brand new, that we've had several that, oh yeah, are you sure? I've never done this before. You're gonna love it. Come on. And afterwards, it was like, oh, this was so much fun. We had such a good time. It was
talking and conversation,
talking, and the time went so fast. And it's like
now, time went too fast.
It really did. I'm like, too fast
already. I was like, I'm ready to talk some more about something.
Yes, so quick.
But that's when that's what tells you that we need to bring Olivia back. So I can't wait. And just wish you, thank you so much, lady, for coming on the show and just being a bright, shining person today. I mean, you could just some people you could tell the vibe and their heart and everything. And Olivia, you do have a heart of gold. So thank you for coming on and bringing that heart to us. And making us have the happiness.
Yeah, happy.
happy.
I mean, now I'm thinking about that all day.
And like I said, I see, and she was just the cutest thing, and I just see her face, and she would just say, happy.
Sometimes the littlest things is a powerful thing, you know that?
Yes, most definitely.
Just say yes to happiness.
Say yes.
Oh, look at that. That should be like a little pin.
Yeah.
Like a little pin bar. You can get that.
Yeah.
Yes to happiness. See?
Yes.
Yes to happiness.
There's another thing for people you can sell to people.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Hey, along with my T-shirt, my senior T-shirt. It's in the works.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of products now that I'm thinking about that you can create.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you both ladies for just making my day just a shiny day and a happiness day. And we'll see everybody next Tuesday. And have a wonderful rest of the week. And like we say, make happiness the norm. Make happiness the norm.
Make it the norm.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.